Hello young storytellers. Sut ydych chi? Mae'n hyfryd I weld ti eto. It's lovely to see you again. We've really missed you at Story Circle. Myself and the rest of the team, we've missed you so much. And it's lovely because Bennu Cymru have worked out a way for us to share stories again, which is really nice. And what's lovely about this is Sian and myself were going to start by sharing a story with you on a video like this. At the end of the story, there's going to be an opportunity for you to reflect and have a think about the story and perhaps maybe share some of your own work. And then this is a warm-up really, because we hope that in another couple of weeks we will be able to see you for a Zoom session, so we can really share a story together and we can see you and we can hear your thoughts, and perhaps you can have a go at telling some stories yourself, just like we do at Story Circle. So hopefully it'll work out really well, and myself and the rest of the Story Circle team will actually see you really soon, which will be lovely. But without further ado, I think what we'll do is do what we're meant to do here, which is tell stories. So I thought, well, it's summer, so wouldn't it be nice to come up with a sun story? So I had a look through my old books and I was thinking, well, where can we go for a sun story? And I found a lovely story. I'll say a lovely story, an interesting story from ancient China. And it goes a bit like this. So, in ancient China, there was not only one sun, there were 10 suns. And they were all the children of the great solar goddess, Shiho. Every day, Shiho would take one of her children, one of the suns, and she would put him in her chariot, and every morning she would ride across the sky, giving light and heat to the world. And for many years, this worked wonderfully. While she took one of the children out in the day, the rest of the other 9, well, they would play happily among the leaves of the giant futong tree. But there was a problem. Because after the sons got a bit older, well, they started getting bored of playing under the tree. And one night, they all said to each other, all 10 of the sons, why don't we stop going out one by one? It gets really boring waiting around. So what we'll do is, why don't we all go out together in one go, all 10 suns in the sky, and there we will generate enough light and heat for the world for a couple of weeks, and we can have a holiday. They thought it was a great idea. And so without talking to their mum, Shiho, the solar goddess, they all, early one morning, rose in the sky together. 10 suns. At first, it was brimming and glorious, beautiful. But after a few minutes, well, the oceans began to dry, the crops began to fail, and the buildings began to burn. And soon there was a great drought across the whole of the planet. Now, the other sun god, a male god by the name of Dijon, he was angry with the solar goddess's children. And he said that unless they come down straight away, he would be making sure that they come down. But they refused. And so he called upon an expert archer whose name was Ho Yi. Ho Yi was to take his great arrows and he was to point them up to each sun and launch, shooting them down to the ground. And so he did. He took his arrow, he launched and he shot one, then another and another and another, until 9 of the suns had been shot down from the sky down to the ground, where they would never shine again. For when they were on the ground, they were turned into ravens by Dijon. Now, when it came to the 10th sun, well, Ho Yi was just about to launch his arrow when the solar goddess, Shiho, shouted, "Please, Leave one of my children alone. We must leave one of the suns up in the sky for the prosperity of man. And so, since that day, we have always had a sun in the sky, thanks to the goddess Shiho. And that's our quick story from China. I really hope that you enjoyed it. Now, if you remember at the beginning of the video, I said we'd like to offer you the opportunity to have a think about the story, maybe reflect on it. And as always, when you hear a story told, you don't get to see the story apart from in your own mind. So what I wanted to ask you to do was to have a think about two of the characters in the story. We've got the solar goddess, Shiho, who has that great chariot in the sky. And we also have this expert archer, Yi. I wonder what Shiho and Yi would have looked like. I wonder too whether you could have a think about that as well. And maybe you could draw a picture for us. If you feel like that's something you want to do, we'd love to see your picture. And what you can do is you can email a copy of it. So if you get one of your mum or your dad or whoever looks after you, if you can get them to scan the picture in for us, you can send it along to youngcreatives@venuecymru.co.uk. If you do that, we can share your reflection, your thoughts, your designs on Venue Cymru's social media platforms, and you'll see it, which will be really exciting. In the meantime, I look forward to seeing your work, and I really look forward, hopefully, to seeing you on Zoom in the near future. It's lovely to see you. Bye-bye.